If the VA is requesting you to go to an examination, it's most likely the Veterans Benefits Administration. You probably filed a claim, and then they're sending you to what's called a compensation and pension exam. So if you're working with a treating physician at the Veterans Health Administration, they typically don't request examinations. You got to chase them around and stalk them and spend all sorts of time and energy just to get an appointment. So if this is you, you got an exam out of the blue and you're like, oh, I just filed a claim. Now I'm getting an exam. This is what it is. It's a compensation and pension exam. I want to give you a couple tips here if the Department of Veterans Affairs is sending you to an examination. So first one is, can your spouse go? Sure. Bring her along or bring him along. When you get to the examination, they're called C&P examiners, ask them if they can come in. It's up to them whether your spouse can come in with you or not. Bring them, but don't expect them to let you in. That's not what they're there for. Let's go over a couple of question and answer scenarios. So remember that the compensation and pension exam, as they say, it's part of the duty to assist, and it's all for the benefit of the veteran. It's actually not that. It's all for the benefit of the VA. Now, granted, I've had a few good C&P exams and a few bad C&P exams, so this is all over the board. But really, they're not your treating physician, and they are verifying your disability that you filed a claim for. So they're going to be testing you. So they're little teeny things, right? Like when you get into the parking lot, expect them to be recording you, outside cameras, camera in the lobby. If you have a limp, you better be consistent with your limp. I wouldn't go skipping through the parking lot and then open the door and start limping. But that ain't going to cut it. So there's lots of little tricky questions that C&P examiners ask. And they seem like they're small things, but you are actually going on record, and you're going on record, like on the record, right? So this is going to be in your file. So if they ask you if you say you have problems driving long distances or sitting for longer than 15 minutes, and the doctor's like, hey, how'd you get here today? Oh, I drove myself. If the doctor knows it was a 2-hour drive for you and you just told him that you drove yourself, he's going to write down, veteran drove himself to exam, 2-hour drive, no problem. He doesn't have issues sitting or driving. See, this is an example. A better way to answer this, especially if it is like a 2-hour drive, because they do that a lot to us, is tell them, yeah, I drove here, but I had to take breaks every 15 minutes. Or, no, I didn't drive myself here. I had my friend drive me, or my spouse drove me. That would be a better way to answer that question. Hey, veteran, how are you doing today? I'm fine. It's a pleasantry. I mean, what are you going to do? Tell somebody that you're not fine? I mean, you're not even looking for, you're at Walgreens buying some gum. Hey, how you doing today? I'm fine. You don't want to start going into some drama thing. You just want to buy your gum and leave. With the C&P examiner, when they're doing the, hey, how are you doing today? You're not fine. If you say you're fine, he's going to write down, veteran says he's fine. How could you possibly be fine? You just drove for 2 hours to a C&P exam in pain the whole time. This is a super stressful moment for you. The C&P examiner's an adversary, and they're not looking out for your best interest. Do not say you're fine. You're not fine. There's a million other things you could be doing, and I guarantee you, it's not being in a C&P exam. So keep that in mind. So here's another trick question. The doctor's going to be like, I see you were prescribed a cane. Where is it? Oh, I don't use it all the time. The result of that is veteran doesn't use prescribed assistance device. So he's going to flip that on you and be like, yeah, doctor ordered him up a cane, and he doesn't even listen to the doctor's orders. Little teeny things like this. You have to be really fine-tuned and understand what you're going there for and be listening for these little tricky questions. The point of this exam is to figure out where you're at. right now, not this minute at the exam. If you're there for migraines and you get migraines a couple times a week, you know how migraines are. They come on when they come on. You can't control them. So you need to be thinking about, what's your life like for the last month or 60 days? That's what he's there to check. So don't say you're good if you're not good. Also, don't lie, but give him a snapshot. If you have a log, a migraine log or something like that, that's something that you should have submitted with your claim. If you have episodes of panic attacks, that's something you should be documenting and submitted with your claim. So when he asks you about panic attacks, I don't remember exactly how many panic attacks I get, but I did submit them with my claim. I have a copy of the log right here if you'd like to see it. That would be a good thing to have in your pocket. Do not exaggerate and do not lie, but also be aware that he's there asking you tricky questions, and the thing's kind of set up to figure out how you're doing right now at this moment in the exam. But really, the purpose of the exam is to get a snapshot of what's been going on for the past 60 days. So that's what you need to be talking about. If he focuses on this exact minute, you want to expand it to what's been going on in the last 60 days, and you want to do it without lying. And the last thing I'd like to talk about is what to bring to the exam. So the whole point of the exam is for the doctor to examine you based on the claim you filed. So if you filed a claim and you realized, I didn't get a DBQ or a nexus letter or a buddy statement, I better bring this to the exam. The C&P examiner is not obligated to take that. The VA hires this doctor. It's usually an outside contractor. Now they're all outside contractors. LHI, VES, QTC are the main ones. And they'll be like, check this veteran out for this condition. They don't say, go over all this paperwork with this veteran for 45 minutes and do this and read that. All that stuff needs to be done before you go to your C&P exam.